Hey, what's up, everybody? Steven Andrus from TheLines.com, getting you ready for Sunday Night Football with the Tennessee Titans going on the road to face the Kansas City Chiefs. In this video, we will break down everything from the spread, money line, and total. We'll look at player props in this game, and we'll also look at some of the key injuries as well going into Sunday Night Football. As always, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let us know in the comments who you are betting on in Sunday Night Football. Also want to show you a cool feature at TheLines.com. If you go to the top right-hand corner, click on this Discord button. It is free to join. Once you get into our Discord server, you're going to go to the Lines Rolls tab, R-O-L-E-S. And if you click on these emojis down here, you will get push notifications every time anybody on our staff locks in a bet so that you get the best of the number before line movement. It is a great new feature to make sure that you are locking in the best possible value and to make sure you are not getting the worst of the number throughout the week, and not just the NFL, but also college basketball starting up here, NBA, all kinds of different sports. Still betting on golf here before the main season starts up in January. That's been going well for us as well. So check out that feature in the Rolls tab and hit the emojis here next to each person's name that you want notifications from. All right, back to the homepage here, and under the NFL tab, we will go to Sunday Night Football, and we mentioned the Titans at the Chiefs in this one. We will check out the point spread right down here. And as we record here very early in the morning on Sunday, apologies, trying to get this out as close to kickoff as we can with trying to edit it. I know there's a big injury this week with the Titans quarterback. We're not sure if Ryan Tannehill's going to play. He's officially questionable with that ankle injury. So keep an eye out for that. Official inactives will come out 90 minutes before kickoff. Looks like it's going to be a game time decision. As we record right now, the Chiefs are a 12.5-point favorite in this game. If Tannehill does not play, I expect that to move up to 13, maybe even more, with the rookie third-round pick Malik Willis playing and not really showing us much in the last game a week ago when the Titans beat up on the Houston Texans, only having to have Willis throw 10 passes in that game and just running Derrick Henry for 200 yards against the worst rushing defense in the NFL. So that didn't really tell us anything. Obviously, that's not going to be that easy against one of the two best teams in the NFL, one of the top three if we're being less generous with the Kansas City Chiefs. So this spread at 12.5. If we look at the money line, the Titans are plus 460, the best available price to pull an upset at Caesars Sportsbook. And of course, if you do not have an account in any of these books and you click on the odds to bet here on our website, you'll lock in a fantastic new sign up offer as well at each of these books. We look at the over under 45.5 in this one, up to 46.5, depending on where you shop. Again, a reason why you should come to the site, make sure you're getting the best available number. If you want to play the over, you're not going to figure out that 45.5 is the best available number if you're only betting on the PointsBet or the BetMGM app, and the vice versa of that is true too. If you want to bet the under and you're only betting on the DraftKings app, you're not going to know that a 46 and a 46.5 is out there, and it doesn't sound like much, but we're around key numbers here when it comes to over-unders, and you should be getting the best available number. That's the number one piece of sports betting advice we can give you here at TheLines.com if you're new to betting, is to make sure that you are maximizing your opportunities to make money each and every week. So that's where the spread, money line, and total sit right now. The other thing I want to mention here is that we have game previews for every game throughout the season. If you go to the homepage and scroll down to the NFL section, you'll find the game previews throughout the season down here under the NFL section. You hit see more related news and all kinds of updates here in terms of injuries. We got a player props article from the Coast to Coast team over on our YouTube channel, Eli's favorite bets of the week. But anytime you see this green button here, you go to NFL game previews, and this is our full-fledged betting guide for each and every game during the NFL season. And we'll pull up the Titans Chiefs one here. And what I love about these is not just the betting information, but you have a prop finder tool here as well. We'll get to the props in a minute, but the other thing I want to note are the injuries. Each of these articles for game previews have the full injury breakdown of who is on the report, what their status is on the official injury report, and more importantly, how many snaps they play. If you're not as familiar with the rosters and the depth charts, this will tell you about how many snaps they play on a given basis. So the fact that Amani Hooker is out for the Titans, one of their DBs with a shoulder injury, 60-plus snaps a game. This is a regular player for them and a big deal that he's not playing. We mentioned Ryan Tannehill with his ankle injury being questionable. They thought, according to Ian Rappaport, this was going to be a 1-week injury. Turns out it's not. He had a downgrade in the middle of the week, got in a limited practice on Friday, but very much a game-time decision in this one for the quarterback. And Jeffrey Simmons, really a big deal as well. He's got that ankle injury. He's questionable. He is a huge, probably the most important piece of this Titans defense because they are near the league leaders in stopping the run. But if you look at their pass defense metrics, it is not very good at all. This is a pass funnel defense for the Titans, which is a bad matchup against Patrick Mahomes and company. If we look at the Chiefs injury report, Kansas City's coming off a bye, so they are extremely healthy here. They look pretty much good to go. Lucas Niang is on there, one of their offensive tackles. He's officially questionable, but this is a very healthy team coming off the bye, and we know how strong Andy Reid has been coming off the bye in previous seasons. So one of the big things I want to touch on here when it comes to this spread, some of you might be wondering, we have a 5-win Titans team here up against the Chiefs. Why are the Titans with such a big winning record 12.5-point dogs to the Kansas City Chiefs? This is a team that was the 1 seed a year ago. And the reason for this is the underlying metrics for the Titans, not the record. Because if you look at their wins, they are not against good teams. They are against teams that have been struggling. So if you look at the underlying metrics, and that kind of tells us what the market thinks about whether or not the Titans can compete with the top teams. And that's why you're seeing a 12.5 here. The Titans are not very good in yards per play on offense. They are also near the bottom of the league in yards per play allowed on defense. So despite winning these games, they're very close games. There's potentially some negative regression coming for the Titans. And also the matchup here, as I mentioned, with their pass defense being one of the weaker secondaries in pass defenses overall in the NFL. With Patrick Mahomes in this matchup, I am betting the Kansas City Chiefs minus 12.5. My podcast co-host Adam Candy is on the Titans here to cover 12.5, and he said he doesn't care whether or not Malik Willis or Ryan Tannehill plays in this game. He still would face the Titans. So if you want to hear his take, make sure to go over to the Megapod. The videos on our YouTube channel here. You can get his full reasoning why he's betting the Titans. But I am a firm believer that the Tennessee Titans are fraudulent and that their 5-2 record is not legitimate and that they have been a total product of a very easy schedule and that this is a very poor matchup for their secondary. So putting my money where my mouth is, I am betting them minus 12.5 to cover this spread. It is a huge number, but with a compromised quarterback in Ryan Tannehill, if he can't play, you have a quarterback that is nowhere near ready to be starting in the NFL in Malik Willis. And then the offense becomes, maybe even with Tannehill still in there, completely one-dimensional. And the Chiefs defense, if all they have to worry about is stopping the run and they can go one-on-one on the outside, this is not the Texans defense. This is a legitimate NFL Super Bowl contender that can stop a one-dimensional offense and then obviously put up a ton of points. They just did that against the San Francisco 49ers a week ago. So minus 12.5 for me in this one. I also like a prop even more than that spread. If you go to Patrick Mahomes props here, and again, you can search any name you want in here. You can go to Travis Kelce if you want, and it'll pop up, and his props across all the books will populate. Make sure you get the best available number for each of those. But I'm going to go back to Patrick Mahomes here and tell you what I like about this one. We mentioned the poor matchup for the Titans defense, but they are very strong against the run. So that makes me think that the Chiefs are going to be a little bit more pass heavy in this one and lead to more passing attempts for Patrick Mahomes, which is always a good thing, obviously. So what stands out to me is this prop here at FanDuel, over 2.5 touchdown passes and a price of plus 150. That is a fantastic price. To put that in context, He's already gone over 2.5 passing touchdowns this season, more than 50% of the time. If you look at all of his games from this season, go back to last season, including the postseason, he's gone over 2.5 touchdowns in half of his games. Now, by definition, that should tell us that the no vig line should be plus 100 on that. If you're just looking at how often he's done it since the start of last season, when this has become more of a methodical offense, fewer explosive plays than we saw in the previous 2 years with Patrick Mahomes. So in that sample from the start of the 2021 season, a no vig line to me on this should be around even money. And the fact that we're getting plus 150 here, I think is great value. When you consider the matchup that we already talked about, when you consider how often he's already done this, even with the vig, it should probably be like minus 110 if you're looking at his history here. Patrick Mahomes is a beast, and we're getting a matchup with Andy Reid, extra time to scheme in this bye to get going here in an important conference matchup still too. Whether the actual NFL teams think the Titans are good or not, they're still a 5-win team, and this is an important game for seeding for the Kansas City Chiefs as well moving forward. So that's my favorite bet on this one. Patrick Mahomes over 2.5 touchdowns at plus 150, and a bit of an off-market price here at FanDuel, where plus 120 is the next best available price between DraftKings and BetMGM. Hope it was helpful for you guys. In these boxes here, our snippet team will be posting the inactives 90 minutes before kickoff, so stay tuned for that. We'll see whether or not Ryan Tannehill plays or not in this game. And, of course, all of our betting content here at TheLines.com, completely free. So do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, let us know in the comments how you are betting Sunday Night Football, and best of luck. Should be a fun one here on Sunday night.